Okay, folks, I want you to try this question on your own, and after that, watch my solution. Now we have to find the derivative of cos inverse 1 minus x squared divided by 1 plus x squared. So this is my function, right? We have y is equal to cos inverse 1 minus x squared divided by 1 plus x squared. Okay, so this is my x right over here. In the original formula, we had cos inverse x. Okay, and you can access this formula from the PDF of the drive link given in the description below. Okay, so we have derivative of cos inverse x is actually equal to negative 1 divided by root of 1 minus x squared, right? Over here, instead of having x, we have 1 minus x squared divided by 1 plus x squared. So if we apply the differentials on both sides of this equation, d by dx, we are left with dy by dx would be equal to minus 1, okay, because this is the actual result. If I'm considering this as x, then we have 1 square root of 1 minus, instead of writing x for our condition, the value of x is 1 minus x squared divided by 1 plus x squared. So I will write 1 minus x squared divided by 1 plus x squared and the whole square from the original formula. Okay, and yeah, again, the derivative of the angle. Now what is the angle? The angle is anything which is present with the actual function. So we have the derivative of the angle. Then minus 1 divided by root of, now we can separate the powers, 1 minus x squared whole squared divided by 1 plus x squared whole squared multiplied by the derivative of the angle. This is my first function and this is my second function. So we can use the quotient theorem. So the second function as it is, derivative of the second function minus the second function as it is, derivative of the first function divided by the square of the second function. So the second function is 1 plus x square whole square minus 1 divided by the square root of, now we can take the LCM. This term can be considered as an LCM. So we have 1 plus x squared whole squared. This is 1, so 1 would be multiplied by 1 plus x squared because in the denominator 1 we only have 1. So we are left with 1 plus x squared whole squared minus this would be as it is, so we have 1 minus x squared whole squared multiplied by the derivative of 1 minus x squared would be negative 2x. So 1 plus x squared and then negative 2x minus 1 plus x squared. The derivative of 1 minus x squared would again be, it was negative term right over here and then the positive sum. The first function as it is, derivative of the second function. So this is the first function and this is the second function, okay? So we have 1 minus x squared and the derivative of 1 plus x squared would be 2x divided by the square of the second function. Okay, I want you to concentrate on this term for a while. We have 1 plus x whole squared. So forget about this term for a while. Okay, so I want you to concentrate on this term for a while. We have 1 plus x square whole square and it is the denominator of the square root, right? So this square can be cancelled by this square root right over here. So we have 1 plus x square. This term 1 plus x square whole square will lose 1 whole square power and it will come out of the square root, and these terms 1 plus x squared whole squared minus 1 minus x squared whole squared square root will remain as it is, but the square root will be removed from the denominator. Okay, so this is the thing which I wanted you to concentrate on. So I can write 1 plus x square whole square minus 1 minus x square whole square divided by 1 plus x square, okay, multiplied by, now I can multiply this negative 2x in this bracket right over here, so where negative 2x, negative 2x times x square is x cube minus 2x multiply 1 is 2x minus minus plus 2x x square, we have 2x cube divided by 1 plus x squared whole squared, okay. Now this thing right over here is in the form of minus 1 divided by something right over here divided by 1 plus x squared, right? And if you see, we have a over x over n. It is the denominator of the denominator, right? And when we have something in the denominator of something, we have to move it into the numerator. So it would be n multiplied by a over x. So this n right over here represents our 1 plus x square. So we are going to move it into the numerator. Okay, so we are going to write negative multiplied by 1 plus x squared, okay, divided by the square root of, now I'm going to open this whole square formula. So 1 plus 2x square plus x4 minus, I'm going to open this negative whole square formula, 1 minus 2x square plus x4. I'm going to separate it with a bracket because we are having a negative sign, so it may mess up with those terms present inside the bracket and may cause trouble for us, okay, multiplied by this would be cancelled, 2x cube and 2x cube are cancelled, we are left with negative 4x divided by 1 plus x squared whole squared. So this would be cancelled by 1 power right over here. So we have negative becomes positive 4x divided by, over here we can see that we have square root of 1 plus 2x square plus x4. Let's just multiply this negative sign. So negative 1 plus negative is positive plus 2x square. Negative positive is negative x4. So this is the square root. And this term would be as it is. Then we have 4x divided by the square root of, now 1 will be cancelled and x4 will be cancelled by negative x4. So we are left with 4x squared multiplied by 1 plus x squared. So we have 4x divided by, now the 2 is the square root of 4. So we can write it 2. The x is the square root of x squared. So we can write x right over here. Then 1 plus x squared. Now this 2 will be cancelled by this 4 right over here, and this x will be cancelled. So we are left with 2 divided by 1 plus x squared. So this is the final derivative of cos inverse 1 minus x squared divided by 1 plus x squared. Okay, thank you.